Black Adam is supposed to be the turning point for the DC Films franchise, basically. And what it ends up doing is it does set up DC for the future, but it does so in a way that is sort of disjointed in particularly the plot. The plot of Black Adam is the weakest point, but if you're going into this movie expecting to be entertained, like mind blown from effects and action, you'll be very satisfied. But when you're looking towards basically what the characters outside of the superheroes here, you'll be disappointed. And the plot is very, very just disjointed. So starting off with what you all want to know about Black Adam. Does Black Adam kick a massive amount of ass in this movie? Yes, he does. Dwayne Johnson is fantastic as Black Adam. This is the role that he's been lobbying for since 2007, if you'll believe that. He does a great job here as Black Adam. He gives some one-liners. He doesn't go out of his bounds of basically his acting ability. And I love Dwayne Johnson. I love The Rock. I love his movies. This movie he's great in. Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate is absolutely fantastic. Aldous Hodge as Hawkman really is a true highlight of this film. Cyclone, their scenes are great, but they're really not in the movie all that much. And then Atom Smasher, played by Noah Centineo, is also sort of this pure of heart at the center at the center of the film, but he doesn't really do all that much outside of get big and smash things. So when you're looking at the JSA here, they are a big part of the film, but this is not a JSA film. This is a Black Adam film. And the plot surrounding that whole, crux of superheroes, and particularly the JSA fighting Black Adam, the plot surrounding it is very, very thin. It's very, very weak. It starts off with this whole story of how Black Adam came to be, and it goes through 5,000 years of history or whatever, and it just kind of follows the same formula that we have set with movies like this, particularly origin stories, where you got to show where they were, you got to show who they came from, and it just like at this point in filmmaking, and especially superhero filmmaking, why can't we get past this point? I know Black Adam isn't that well known of a character, but it's Dwayne Johnson playing the character. Once you'd show people, hey, they kick ass, they're badass, no one's gonna question, oh, well, what about the backstory? You can give it a little bit, but you don't need to have this whole grandiose thing. Also, the villain in the film, like a lot of other DC villains, like the DC, their big problem is that their big bads are amazing, and then their lower level villains, other than Batman, are not. They just can't have a villain that fits and works with the characters and works with the plot and just isn't anything more than a guy to get their ass kicked. That's what the villain in this movie is. And so they have to have this sort of, without spoiling anything, because this is a spoiler-free review, they start off as a human and then they become the monster, basically. And so they just have no personality. They're just kind of there to get punched. And so it upsets the whole film. The pacing of the plot is awful. It's terrible. The plot of this movie, there's a point in the middle where you're like, wow, this was a short-ass movie. Where it feels like it's resolved. It feels like it's very anticlimactic, but it feels like it's resolved. It goes on past that point for about 45 minutes to an hour. Once you get to that section, the movie really sets off and you get some nice action set pieces. But to get there, it's very weird and it's very disjointed. And the human characters in the movie, they all feel very rigid. They all feel very sort of robotic with their dialogue. The actors are doing the best job that they can, but the dialogue that they're given is just sort of ham-fisted and just stilted. It just feels like they're line reading and not really acting them out, but it's more on the dialogue that they're given. The dialogue that they're given is not strong here. The directing, the cinematography, that's great. It's a beautiful movie. It's well shot. The action scenes, thank God, are not super zoomed in to what with the characters fighting. They're not super zoomed out. You have the perfect viewing angle as the audience to see a god fight another god in this film. And then the fight scenes between the JSA and Black Adam are also very good. They're very well structured, and the effects are very awesome. It's just that human portion of the film that really drags this one down. Outside of that, this is one of the better ways I think they could have it's not quite a reset of the DC universe, but it feels like the start. It feels like a new beginning. You had Suicide Squad last year, you had the Batman, but those feel like they are, even if Suicide Squad is a part of this universe, the Batman is not. So for their main line of superheroes and characters, this feels like a very good starting off point. And outside of that, Dwayne Johnson is awesome. Aldous Hodge is awesome, awesome, awesome. Just give this man a franchise, give him every franchise because he's great in this film. Pierce Brosnan is the elder statesman of the group of the movie. I want to see Dr. Fate and Doctor Strange fight now just because I want to see it happen. It just seems like that would be an awesome fan film that somebody could make out there. But Black Adam as a whole does a very good job of setting up Black Adam and introducing Black Adam as this force to be reckoned with in the DC universe. But the movie is really brought down by the fact that these human characters and the writing just aren't up to snuff. If you're judging it based on entertainment alone, it's probably like an 85 to a 90 movie. In the screening that I was at, there were kids, everybody was clapping and screaming. There are some insane moments here that are very, very, very satisfying as an audience that you'll get in that last third act. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff that's satisfying that's just, you want to cheer. But when you're looking at the plot, you're looking at the pacing of the movie, and you're looking at the script, that drags that score down quite a bit. So if you're going to average them together, Black Adam, I'm gonna be generous and probably I'll give it an 80 out of 100 just because it's that entertaining, but those really the human element and the script and the writing really bring that down from being one of the class of the DC universe here to more towards that middle of the pack. So it's a good introduction. It's a great showcase for Dwayne Johnson, but really that's what it's going to get. What do you think of Black Adam? It releases in theaters this Friday, so make sure to go check it out. And let me know in the comments what you think of Black Adam, what you think of Dwayne Johnson, what you think of the JSA, because I really enjoyed this movie for what it was, but some people out there might not. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and do all that YouTube stuff. It really helps me out. And thank you for watching. And if you want some spoiler talk, stick around because I'll go a little bit into the spoilers of the movie. So, you stuck around to hear some spoilers about the movie. Basically, just for the plot, Dr. Fate's death was really, really sort of heartwarming and touching, almost, to me. It really, resonated with me. Maybe it was just because Pierce Brosnan's performance was so great, and Aldous Hodge's performance, those two, his friends, really clicked immediately. And then, of course, there is the biggest spoiler that everybody knows about, Henry Cavill as Superman showing up in the post-credits scene. That made the audience and the theater explode. I'm sure WB and DC know this, so please give us more of Henry Cavill as Superman because we all want to see it. He is so just awesome and iconic as the character. He has made himself, even if we haven't seen him in forever, he is the perfect Superman in my eyes. Christopher Reeve is great and might be perfect, but Henry Cavill as Superman is the bee's knees. He is amazing. So thank you for watching, and thank you for sticking around to talk a little bit about the spoilers, but thanks for watching.